This lady right here, rejoicing in heaven. Her name is Rita Laverne Roberts. A lot of people knew her. A lot of people everybody loved my mama. My mama worked for the Bell Company back in the, 70s, 80s. She worked back in the day where they were wiretapping the phones of a lot of the Black Panthers and Malcolm X. She knew too much because she worked for the Bell Company. She knew what they were doing because she told me. She told me, I sat and I listened to her. A lot of people didn't listen to her because they chose not to. They didn't want to try to understand her. But I listened to her. I listened to her. A lot of people brushed her off, pushed her off, because she was so kind and loving. She was a loner. God had set her apart, so she was lonely a lot of times. So she would call people, and I remember, people would say, "Oh, Rita getting on my nerve. Oh, Rita calling me." My mom would call me. Yeah, she would get on my nerves sometimes too if I was tired, if I had worked 16, 20 hours, but I answered her. I talked to her. I don't know, maybe sometimes I even fell asleep on the phone with her. And this is a specific message. My mother died in 2018. And that storm, that hurricane came down there in Rigawood, North Carolina, and flooded it and destroyed that whole town. You know why? Because God did it. Because God did it. God said, "You're not sending LaTanya Raquel back down there to that land that her mother took her out of." That's why. And that's Nineveh. Nineveh. I have the spirit of Jonah in me. I went 3 days in the belly of the beast. So can't nobody tell me who I am. Can't nobody tell me my story. Can't nobody tell me my testimony. But what you can do is you can sit down and you can take a time to listen if you want to. Because right now, it's Rav. I'm hurt. I'm hurt because I know the stones that people throw. I know the joke. I already know. I see it in the spirit. I feel it in the spirit. I test every spirit and I see it. It's okay because God revealed to me things way ahead of time. Way ahead of time. So it's not a surprise to me. Does it make me feel some kind of way? Of course it does. You know why? Because I'm a human being. Because I'm a human being. I have feelings too. You see, because when I was a little girl, people used to pick at my mom because she was eccentric. She made things. She gave people things. She was always sweet. She was so sweet to everybody. She was such a sweet lady. She used to wild out when she would drink her OE, but God delivered her from that. But see, people made the mistake of judging her for things that they did not care to try to understand. And that goes to the prophecy of the shepherds. Woe to those shepherds who led the flock astray. I'm Israel. When God gave me a new name and called me Israel, I know when he did it. When the angel of the Lord came and when I used to weep and lament for my children, weeping, fast, and supplication, lament with sackcloth and ashes, I remember. I know exactly when those times were. Have you had to experience that? Probably not. Probably not. So you know not what you do. You know not what you say because you choose not to. You choose not to understand. Black pastors have done us a disservice. Because they have scattered the flock. And when God said to me, when I was back, I was a little bit, I had become so kind of broken by the world. People try to manipulate your emotions and things of that nature, and then when you speak up for yourself, they say, "Oh, is she lashing out?" No, that's called emotional manipulation, my friends. That's called toxic family members, beloveds. That's what they call, but people, that's a Leviathan spirit. That's a Jezebel spirit. The Jezebel spirit is a spirit of control. When an older woman has a son, a 40-year-old son or whatever, however, I done seen a lot of people like that. And don't want her son to go out. That's a spirit of control. Lady, that boy is not your boy. He is not your husband. That is your son. Let your son be a man. And this goes to whoever it applies. I really don't care. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. It is what it is. Because people don't like it when you tell the truth on them. They don't like that. But they like it when they want to change the narrative behind the scenes about who they want other people to believe that you are, #me. But that's clearly not the case because I know who I am and I know what God showed me in the darkness, and I know where I was in life, and I know these things. These things, all my sins, He's forgiven me for. I've been holy, and I've been, and that's none of your business anyway. But I'm just saying it because people don't know me. They just want to judge what they think they know, and it's okay. Because this too shall pass, because greater is He that lives in me than He is in the world. I'm in this world, but I'm not of this world. The dreams that God sent me, He gifted me with dreams, and I started having them when I was 7 years old. Why? I tell you why, when I feel like it. Because of some dirty little secrets down there in Regalwood. That's why. That's why. When I used to have nice things and certain people, my mom used to tell me all the time, they used to run my little 4-wheeler, run the battery out. They used to run it in the mud. She used to dress me up real nice like a little doll baby. My mama told me a lot of things. So she took me down from that place for that very reason. You see? Because people are just people. And you know what I do with them? Let me show you what I do. I'm gonna slam with the sword of truth, because I had a dream about this right here, about the proverbial sword when Mr. Floyd died and when COVID came out, you see, because I was working at a nursing home, you see. But this is what I do for people. I give them to God. I put them right here in this little prayer box. People. That's where y'all at. People. Because everybody got an opinion. Everybody got an opinion, but you don't know. Just like King David, when he was going somewhere and somebody kicked that dirt on him, and he said, forgive them. Forgive them because they know not what they do. Glory, hallelujah, the end. I'm out.